care about any of the characters in this book. I think that Evelyn is so annoying. And was how many 5-star reads this year have you had? It's just phenomenal and I love it so much. These are going to fall over. And also, how are we already halfway through this year? Hi guys, welcome back to a very exciting video. I've been waiting to make this for like the last month. I've literally been thinking of the answers in my head for the last month, and we're finally halfway through the year. It is the last day of June, so July 1st, tomorrow, literally marks halfway through the year. We are 6 months in. I cannot believe it. It is so hot out here in Texas, but I'm freezing inside my apartment right now, hence why I'm wearing my Akatar sweatshirt. But we're doing the mid-year 2025 mid-year book tag. I have a whole bunch of questions that I've gotten from, I think I got them from Sarah Caroli, and I did this book tag last year too, so it should be the same questions, I'm pretty sure. And I have my laptop right here with all my questions up and all of my books right here, so I will show y'all all of the physical books, and then if it was something I read on the Kindle, I'll put a picture up somewhere. But y'all are not here to hear me ramble. You're here to get the answers to these questions, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. The first question is, how many books have you read this year so far? I have read 35 books, which I'm really proud of because I think that my goal for this year is 60, so that would mean that I'm 5 books ahead of schedule. And I think last year at this time when I made this video, I was only like 31 books in, so I'm doing better than last year. And I'm not someone who's like, I need to read this many books to feel like proud of myself, but I've just had really good books this year and I feel like I'm on a good roll. So I've read 35 books and we're going strong with it. The next one is the best book that you've read so far. This one I thought was gonna be so difficult, and then I was like, wait, it's literally not, because I only have one 5-star read for this year, which this is actually a question later down on the list. So we're just gonna put this question together because one that's towards the end says, how many 5-star reads have you had this year? 1. And so this is obviously my favorite read of the year, and that is The Nightingale. I have 2 copies of it in my pile. I'll just pull out this one, the normal edition, because it's closer to the top. But The Nightingale was my first and only 5-star read this year. This is a historical fiction book, and it was actually one of the first historical fiction books that I've read. I've read like Daisy Jones and the Six, and maybe that's it, honestly. But I fell in love with this book. I cried so hard. This is the book that made me fall in love with Kristen Hanna. If you don't know, this book is about World War II and about these sisters who are surviving in France while the Nazis are invading it. And it was literally just the most eye-opening, most soul-wrenching book I've ever read. I would recommend this to absolutely anyone. Yeah, if you're gonna take away anything from this video, literally pick this book up. The next one is the best sequel that you've read so far. So I actually have 2 answers for this one because I just could not decide. The first one is The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. The tension in this book is some of the best tension I've ever read about. Jax and Evangeline are like some of my favorite characters. I love them so much. And there's 3 books in this series. I actually just finished reading the 3rd one, but this one was my favorite. And I think it's everyone's favorite. Like, this is the highest rated one in the series on Goodreads. It's just phenomenal and I love it so much. The other book is called Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. Oh my God, there's a fly flying around in front of me. Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I read this one on my Kindle, and this is the second book to Phantasma. I liked Phantasma, but Enchantra was so much better. It's about this game that goes on in this like castle, and this girl wanders there kind of on accident, kind of on purpose, and she ends up getting swept into this game, and the tension between the 2 characters, I don't even remember their names now. One thing about me is I could rate a book 5 stars and then immediately forget the character names. That's just how I am. I think one of the guy's name was Rowan, and then there was, Genevieve, I think. Such a good book. So these 2 are kind of tied, this and Enchantra, for being the best sequels. The next one is a new release that you haven't read yet, but you want to. I've actually read a lot of new releases that have come out so far this year. I feel like I'm on like a good track to reading new releases. But one, I feel like there's like a hair in my mouth. This video is going crazy. One book that literally just came out, I think a few weeks ago, is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This is the same author of One Dark Window, that series, and I absolutely loved that series. I read it last year, and literally as soon as I finished that book, I looked the author up on Instagram and saw that she was coming out with this book this year, and I've been waiting for it ever since. But I have not read it yet, and I really want to, so I might need to go pick that up in the next few days. I don't even know what the book is about, but I just love Rachel Gillig's writing, so I might have to read that soon. The next one is the most anticipated release for the rest of the year, and that is 100% Easily, Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I've just talked a little bit about Stephanie Garber with the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, but Alchemy of Secrets is her, I believe, her first adult novel, and I am so excited. One, the cover's absolutely beautiful. It's probably up here on the screen somewhere. Cover's absolutely beautiful. I'm obsessed with it, and I think it's like a, I don't know if it's full fantasy or if it's like a magical realism, but it sounds so good, and I cannot wait. I don't even remember when it comes out. I know it's like months away, I'm pretty sure, but I'm really excited for that. I've been waiting for this question because I need to rant about it, and that is the biggest disappointment of the year. Guys, it's literally The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. There's literally still a bookmark in this because I DNF'd it. I DNF'd this like last week. I just cannot get myself to keep reading this. I do not like this book. I don't understand the hype around it. I cannot get into it. I don't care about any of the characters in this book. I think that Evelyn is so annoying. Can you tell that I need to rant? I literally am taking this bookmark out because I'm not finishing it. This next one's a little hard for me because it's the biggest surprise of the year. I'm taking surprise as like a good surprise because the question before this was the biggest disappointment. So in terms of like biggest surprise, none of my books, I struggled with this question, okay? But I ended up just picking Dial A for Aunties because this is a like comedy thriller, comedy horror, comedy mystery. I don't even know. It's comedy something. But I went into this not thinking I would like it because it's just not a typical genre I read, like a humorous book, if that makes sense, like a straight comedy. I ended up loving this book so much. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. It was so good. I would recommend this book to anyone too. It's such a light, fast read. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like this isn't the best answer to this question, but yeah, loved this one. The next one is your newest favorite author, debut, or just to you. Easily Kristen Hanna. I know I just talked about her too, but ever since I read The Nightingale and The Four Winds, I have been obsessed with her. I've only read 2 of her books, but I'm literally already obsessed with her and her writing. The way that she is able to tell a story and like capture the emotion in it that like transfers to me. Like I feel what the characters are feeling in the moment, and it's like she just has the most unreal writing, and I'm absolutely obsessed with her. And we'll get to some more questions about her in a minute, but definitely Kristen Hanna. Okay, so the next 2 questions I'm also gonna kind of like wrap together into one because they have the same answer, and that is newest fictional crush and newest favorite character. It's literally Jax from the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. He's also in the Carlisle series a little bit, but he's obviously like a bigger part of the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I'm obsessed with that man. I really am. And the funny thing is that he is like not even a good guy. He is, but he isn't. If you've read the books, you literally know he's so sassy. He does what he wants. He literally does not care about literally anyone except for you know who, if you've read the books. And I just love him so much. I love his banter with Evangeline. I love everything about him. So yeah, right now Jax is number 1 in my heart. He's not my all-time favorite character, but like my newest favorite character, Jax. Oh god, okay. I literally, guys, I told y'all I was gonna have some of the same answers for like some of these questions. So the next one is a book that made you cry, and I have 2 books for this, and it's literally The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna and then also The Nightingale, which I'm not even gonna pull back out because I've already showed you it. But especially The Nightingale, I bawled my eyes out at the end of that book, and then I also cried really hard at the end of this book. I love a good book that makes you cry. I know that probably sounds really weird, but I love a good book that makes you cry. Like, it feels good in a weird way. Does anyone else get that? Like, does anyone else like crying in books? I just think it's so cool that a book can bring out that emotion in you. I think that's the coolest thing ever. So yeah, I don't know. But this, The Nightingale, also honestly, what are some other books that made me cry? Onyx Storm, I cried a lot at the end of that book. What are some other ones? I feel like I cried in Fearless too, but it's really this and The Nightingale where I like bawled my eyes out. Okay, this next question is one of the hardest ones for me, and it's a book that made you happy. Maybe this is concerning, but I could not find a single book that made me like happy. I feel like I'm a little bit happy, a little bit sad, a little bit like anxious in every book, you know, because there's like the dips with the plot, and so I genuinely don't think there's one single book that I was just like happy throughout it. Like I don't know how to explain that. Do y'all get what I mean? Like I was at least sad or something in like all of these books. So literally just to pick a book, I picked House of Flame and Shadow just because there's a lot of characters in this book that I was really excited to read about again. And it was just a really fun book. obviously a lot of crazy stuff happened, like murders and everything else, but again, I don't know, just to pick a book, I picked this because I was really, really happy to read about some of my all-time favorite characters in this book that made an appearance in here. Okay, the next one is the most beautiful book that you have received or bought, and I swear to God, guys, I'm not trying to repeat myself, but I told y'all, if you're gonna take anything away from this video, it's to read this book. But this is the special edition, okay? This is the 10-year special edition, like the 10-year anniversary special edition. So it's the Nightingale, but it has these beautiful sprayed edges with like nightingales on it, because if you don't know, a nightingale's a bird. And then it's just a sleek black cover, and then on the inside, oh, I have my receipt in here, it's just like a art of the Eiffel Tower, and it's the same thing on the back cover too. But I am obsessed with this. I knew as soon as I saw that this edition was a thing, I knew I just had to get it. So this is definitely, I don't think this is the most beautiful cover. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should have picked like actual cover. I picked this because of the sprayed edges, and this is the first sprayed edge book I've ever had. But maybe I should pick something with, I don't know. Okay guys, I'm gonna have to think on this. I will put a picture up if I can think of like another book that I have, or if I've like read it on my Kindle. I'll put a picture up right now if I can think of like a most beautiful cover that's not sprayed edges, and if I can't think of anything, then there won't be anything there. The next one is, what books do you want to read before the end of the year? How do I even answer that? Literally so many. I have so many. Like, I'm literally projecting to read another 35 to 40 books before the end of the year. What I wrote down is I want to start all of, not all of, well, yes, I do want to start all of them, but I want to start reading Cassandra Clare books. I know that she has a few different series that are interconnected. And I actually just got Clockwork Angel at Goodwill the other day. And I know that it's not the first book. It's the first book in whatever series that is, but it's not the first book you're supposed to read in like the order of her world with all of her books. So I need to get the first book that I'm supposed to read. I really want to start reading her world, because I know a lot of people love her books and it sounds really interesting. So I need to read hers. I have the rest of the Kristen Hanna books. I need to read literally all of hers. I really want to read The Women that just came out last year by her. I think I'm going to order that on Amazon here in the next few days. And literally just like everything on my TBR. So I have some thriller books by Lisa Jewell. I have Jade City. I really want to read the Jade City series. I only have the first book right now, but I want to read that. We have 2 books by Lisa Gardner. I have Clockwork Angel. I literally just have so many books, you guys. Like, I'm blanking now, trying to think about it. But I feel like there's like hundreds of books that I want to read before the end of the year, but that's not feasible, so. And then literally the last question was, how many 5-star reads this year have you had? But I already answered that. It was 1, and it was The Nightingale. I feel like I'm missing some questions. I feel like I like answered like 20, but I also feel like I'm missing some. I'm trying to think if there were any other questions in other people's book tags, because like questions vary video to video. But I'm trying to think if there were any more that I could share with y'all. 5-star predictions, I don't know. Hopefully Alchemy of Secrets. I really think I'm gonna like that one because I've loved everything else Stephanie Garber has put out. I don't know if The Night and the Moth will be 5 stars. I don't know, that one's kind of hard. I'm not really good at predicting 5-star reads, because like The Nightingale, I would have never in a million bazillion years thought I would have rated that 5 stars, and I did. So I think that's going to be at the end of this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I will put all of the questions down below that I answered in this video, so that if you want to make a video, you can too. And let me know your answers down in the comments. I would literally love to read y'all's answers. I think that it is so cool how everyone's opinions differ so much. So yeah, leave your answers down below too. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here so far this year. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.